So today's recipe is carnitas, and our ingredients are sea salt, cumin, garlic powder, black pepper, orange juice, lime, and of course we have our pork here. And let me explain what this is. Okay, the other day I had made some carnitas and it came out so good, and I decided that I'm going to share it with you in my cooking channel. Now, this is the mixture of olive oil and the fat that had been rendered from the carnitas, which I cooked in here. So with carnitas, I know that authentic Mexican cooking uses lard, and what they do is they save that lard that they cook the carnitas with and reuse that. And I decided to adapt the method. This is a mixture of olive oil and the fat that had been rendered from the pork, which I cooked the other day. So that's what I have here. Okay, you could choose to use any type of oil that you want, or just simply boil it and allow the meat to render its own fat. Okay, so let me get going. Okay, so I have the oil inside the pot. I just turned the heat on, and so the oil is not hot yet, and I'm adding just approximately half a cup of water here. And then I'm going to add the meat. The heat is just starting, so it will not be splattering, and so you be careful with that part of the cooking. Don't wait till the oil is very hot before you add the meat. And now the next ingredient is I have a 1.5 cup of orange juice. Okay, so that's about, I would say, a teaspoon of salt. You could always add more salt according to your taste. And now we are going to add some cumin. I will put a good heaping teaspoonful in here. Okay. And the same amount of garlic or garlic powder, a heaping teaspoon. Let's open that so you could pour out a little faster. That's about a heaping teaspoon of garlic. This is a very simple recipe, okay? There's really not much that you are going to do once you incorporate all of the ingredients, okay? And now we are going to add some lime. This lime is very juicy, as you can see. It's really squeezing. I'm squeezing out a good amount of juice out of it. Can't forget the fresh cracked black pepper. It will add a really good spicy flavor to it. Okay, and now because the fat that I used was the fat that I have used on a previous carnitas that I made, I can tell you now that this is already smelling so good, because the fat and the olive oil had been infused with the flavor and the aroma of the carnitas that I cooked before this. So it's a very good idea to use it. Okay, so the carnita has been boiling on a very nice slow simmer, and I'll just give it a little stir here. And now what I'm going to do is put the lid on the pot, and I'm turning the back burner on medium, between 4 and 5, and I'm going to transfer this at the back burner so that I could use this stove here later on. So this will be, the carnita is right here at the back burner, simmering nice and slow until it's tender. And meanwhile, what I'm going to do is prepare my pico de gallo. Hot. Now I'm gonna bring it back to slow simmer, which is, I would say, between 4 and 5 or even lower, and just allow this to simmer until the meat is tender. And I'm going to put a little gap there so that the steam could escape. Okay, as you can see, most of the liquid has evaporated, and you can see that there are lots of the fat that have been rendered from the meat, and the meat is obviously very tender. Look, I'll show you by, okay, see the little piece there that came up from one of the piece? It's very, very tender. Now what I'd like to do, I do this last because I don't want my oregano to either be too strong or just get lost in the sauce. So I do this last to kind of just infuse it, kind of perfume the meat with the oregano, and I let it simmer a little more time, and then I'll start pulling some out and serve it. Okay. Here's our carnitas. As you can see, I have taken it out of the pot, and now I put it in this strainer so that the rest of the excess oil can separate. We're draining the excess oil, and now for texture, this is what we are going to do. If you want your carnitas a little crisp, and I'm going to serve it 2 ways. I'll give you an idea in which way you could serve this. Okay, amongst some dollars already broken down a bit. Okay, I'm gonna allow this to heat up a little bit so it's more pliable, and I'm going to assemble a very nice carnitas wrap for you. Okay. Okay, so we are going to put a few pieces of carnitas in here. We're going to assemble. I'll try something smaller. Pieces are a little too big. Okay, maybe a little, at least one more piece. Okay, now we're going to put some avocado. We're going to put a little bit of our pico de gallo in here. And a little bit of sour cream if you like sour cream. I don't really like too much sour cream, but my husband would like some. So we're going to fold it over. And that's one way we could serve our carnitas.